YieldMax funds, TSLY, CONY, NVDY, and MSTY. And it was a very, very busy trading day. So guess what? It's time to annoy you guys to hit the like button if you enjoy this content. The Monday recap, I asked for 600. As of today, obviously this was 3 days ago now, we're at 733. The videos after that, I did not mention it, hit 435, 362, 439, okay? So today, I'm going to up it. I'm going to ask for 700 likes, within the 24 hours. So essentially before the next video on Saturday morning, we're going to have the goal of 700 likes, which I think is doable. It's going to be a little hard though. But the reason I'm asking is because yesterday's trades was a massive pain in the ass. I got home super late from the baseball game, and yes, we're 4-0, but the trades were just ridiculous, and I got some new spreads in my life. So for that reason, if you enjoy this content, please hit the like button now, and let's hit that 700 number. I think it's very, very possible. Anyway, let's move on from that. Let's go to the photos. So I made a little post on this yesterday, so let me just mention it real quick. So with the change to weekly pay, as they say, for Group A, Group B, and Group C, and Group D, they have, they're not paying the same time every month. I just wanted to mention that because a lot of people, they invest in various funds and they say, okay, this one pays typically in the first week, the second week, the third week, and the fourth week, right? So if you buy Defiance, well, now it's like only USOY, but they would pay in the first week, right? And then they'd pay in the first week, typically every month. When you buy Group A and you think they're paying in the first week, yes, they are, for the first 3 months or maybe first 2 months. And then after that, they're realistically, they're in the fourth week, in month 3. And then, come month 6, they're in the third week, and so on and so forth. Because since they pay every 4 weeks, each group pays every 4 weeks, it's not going to line up as the first, second, or third, or fourth week. They're not in that group. They're just, if you own all 4 of these, you're fine. You don't really give a damn because you're going to get paid every week. But if you consider these, on a monthly basis, grouping these with other funds, because the other funds will, may consistently pay in the first, second, the third, fourth week. These will not. These will start shifting as you go. So if you feel like you're light in a certain, week of the month, quote unquote, then these funds are going to be moving around. So I wouldn't, worry too much about your weekly amount based on these. Because you see, obviously it takes about 14 weeks and then it's back to where we were. See, 10/4/24. This is, the first payment date for Group A. And then, they're shifting around all over the place. They go from the first week to the fourth week to the third week to the second week. And then all the way back after 14 months, they're paying October 3rd in 2025. And that's how it's going to end up. All right. So I just wanted to explain that. I know I explained it in the post. If anyone cares, I personally don't give a crap. Monthly was okay for me. And this, as a content creator, this group crap is very annoying. But I know the investors love it, so let me try to, leave it alone. Also, real quick, I just wanted to cover, as you guys know, I recently got into SOXL, so I sold some puts, and I sold puts into the following week. So what did I do? I sold put on SOXL. On this one, there was a $26 put. It expired next Friday. But the market, it went up so high yesterday that I was like, you know what? Let me see how much it costs to close the put. Because if I sell a put when the market's down, this $26 put, I got a decent premium for it at the time, right? So I checked yesterday and it was super cheap to close, right? So if you looked, I closed it out. It was 8 days early. So closing it out 8 days early is a benefit because then I get my collateral back. I get $2,600 back. So it ended up being this one, a 1-day contract. So for 1 day, I collected 60% of the premium, right? Eventually, this was a 9-day contract. I closed it 8 days early, and I collected 60% of the premium. That's unheard of. So I know I joke around in the Discord and I say, listen, you close out early, you lose your man card. I had to lose my man card on that one. But in the end, 491% on an annualized basis. Like, you don't get lucky like that, right? Because the day before SOXL was down, I sold the put. The day after it went up 10% or something crazy. And I closed it out and I collected 60% of my premium. And then I had another, right? This one was a little, I sold it a day earlier. So it ended up being a 2-day contract. I closed it, 8 days early as well. This, I collected 62% of my premium, and I had, in the end, 310% on an annualized basis. So yeah, if you sell the put one day and the next day that same stock or whatever ticker you're trading goes flying to the moon, check how much it is to close it, because it may be worth it for you to get your money back, your collateral back, if you can collect a decent portion of your premium. Over 50% on one day, especially depending on how far the contract is well worth it in my opinion. And why? Well, guess what? I got my collateral. So if today SOXL goes down, guess what I'm doing? I'm selling more puts with that money. All right, let's move on. Oh, sorry, one more. TSLL. Also, I had a put expiring into next week. I decided to close all my puts basically that expire next week. Why the hell not, right? Everything else that expires today, it's going to expire worthless anyway. So why even pay? For next week, I'll pay because, again, I have basically you had 6 more days to play with the money. All right, so what happened here? I closed it out 8 days early. This ended up being a 3-day contract. And in this example, this is TSLL, I collected 70% of the premium. Annualized calculation, 281%. So you'll see this in the numbers over the weekend. I know I didn't want to mention that, but I felt it was important enough. And the reason I didn't want to mention those is because look at this, man. Look at this freaking disaster. TSLY is now in the credit spread crap disaster club. Now, that's a TSLY trade. And then NVDY trade, not fantastic. And then you go here and the CONY, okay, CONY cut me a break. And then MSTY really cut me a break because it didn't show up yesterday. No trades for MSTY. So here's TSLY. I mean, I'm not going to go through these trades because I can't. I'll explain it via the spreadsheet. But, opening this after the game yesterday, you can imagine how I felt, But that's why I'm asking for the likes, 700 likes today, because this is just too much. It's insane. All right, let's see what the numbers look like. Okay, so TSLY. Let's go to, what did they do? Yeah, I have to, so they had two synthetics. They had a 225 and they had a 230, okay? So they closed both of them. I had to think about it for a second. And yes, I'm taking a sip of water. They closed both of them. Let's look at the 225 first. This they closed yesterday. All the contracts they closed. And in the end, to the right, column G, they netted 57 million. So they made 57 million from this synthetic position. Obviously, if you look at the buy call, that made over 100 million. But the put, they had to close, for 42 mil. So that netted to be 57 mil. Now, for the 230, they also closed this position. This one, they made about 1.8 million, which, again, pretty good money. However, what's going to happen, right? They're going to close out their weeklies, and the damage will be there as well. So let's look at the 240. The 240 is the new position. We'll call it the majority position. So when they closed the 225, they moved it to a 240 strike price. 30,048 contracts. This one actually cost them 13 freaking million to open. Look at the buy call, 75 mil versus the put. They got a 62 mil credit. So, a little expensive to start the position, but they're already in cash positive because Tesla is priced above that strike price, 1.63% above. Same expiration, 11/15, 57 days away. The other position is a 245. This one, they got a credit overall. They paid, 3 mil for the call. They got a credit of 3 mil. In the end, they got like 73,000, which I know is nothing, but still, at least it's the credit versus paying. Now, the again, two synthetics, so they're still going to go with the two synthetic play. I don't know why. I mean, if they went half and half contracts, it would make sense, but why do 1,315 here? That what really good does that? The impact of 1,315 contracts versus 30,000, it's not much. So I don't understand why they're keeping this going, but maybe they think it does something. I don't know. All right, so to the right, I did a calculation for you guys, but first I want to go through the September tab, and then we'll go back if I can remember, if I have any brain cells left. So yesterday was a big day, right? Really, really big day in the market. Everything just went green. Green, 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 green. The only thing I saw red towards the end of the day is Robinhood. I don't know why, but whatever. In the end, Tesla ended up 7.36% gain, which is really good, really good. Unfortunately, Tesla is just lagging, and it got 2.49% of that, so it really lost out on about 5% in one day, which is very unfortunate, and it absolutely sucks because as a Tesla shareholder, this is very annoying, right? You're accepting you're going to be capped, but 5% in one day, that's that kind of hurts. All right, so let's see this closeout here. Where the heck is it? There it is. So they did a closeout of two contracts. We'll cover that first. All right, let's zoom out. There we go. So these were expiring today anyway. So the 30,048 contracts, they had to pay $13.35 per share, which obviously that's a loss. You go over here, that cost $40 million. Ouch. They only got $10 million to open it. So needless to say, that is a loss that goes in the loss column. $29 million loss. Yeah, that's not pretty. The other one, 1,315 contracts, $4.87 per share cost. So obviously another loss here. In the end, it cost them $640,000. In the end, it was total loss of $307,000. But yes, another loss in the loss bucket. All right, they made new positions, but before I get to that, as promised, I want to show you the breakdown because, technically it was a synthetic bailout, but not a fantastic one, in my opinion. If you look here, the closeouts at the top, you can see how much they made on the synthetic, how much they had to pay on the weekly. The 30,048 contracts, in the end, they made 17.7 mil. Okay, that's good. And then 1,315, they made 1.2 mil. Okay, that's pretty good. So in the end, they made about 19 mil. But opening the new positions, rather costly. You saw the 30,048. In the end, it paid 13 million to start that synthetic position, but the weeklies netted 7 million in income. So they, in the end, they paid 6.1 mil. 15 contracts, they made 464,000. So yesterday's taxable event produced an income of $13.3 million. Again, not the numbers you would, expect typically on a synthetic bailout. In my opinion, that new synthetic position was maybe a little low, although, we may not be saying that later. I don't know, just rather costly, more costly than usual, 13 million to open a position. But either way, the taxable event, we did produce income of 13.3 mil. And, you see the movement, man, in the price. It did not go up much, but it did go up some because we made some income down here. Let's look at the new positions. So 30,048 contracts. Look at the lines, right? You're seeing some lines on the spreadsheet. Yeah, guess what? They're joining the freaking credit spread game. Thanks a lot, Tesla. So we'll look at the sell call. 250 strike price, very tight, right? 2.49% out of the money. 81% annualized yield. Aggressive, but they're buying a call, 260. They're going with this $10 thing still. They're buying a call at 260 that cost them $2 per share. This is 6.59% essentially out of the money. And it netted, it cost them 37% of that yield. So, their yield is actually, conservative, when you net the two. So I don't know. Is this a smart move for Tesla? Maybe. After the massive jump, who knows? I feel like, today it's going to be a little red. I could be wrong, but I feel like after yesterday, everything's going to be, people are going to take a little profits on the Friday. So maybe they should have waited a little bit, but I haven't looked, honestly. I haven't looked at the pre-market, so I should probably shut my mouth. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what this in the end. And it's weird. They didn't do spreads on all the contracts. The 1,350 contracts, they sold a call and didn't buy a call. They just sold a call. 255 strike price, 4.54% out of the money. Annualized yield, 55%. So not too aggressive at all. For the day, outstanding shares, no increase. 30-day IV is 62%, which is really good. Outstanding shares, 53,075,000. Unfortunately, weekly call is a loss of 64 million. So they're not doing good, not at all, on their weekly calls. This is the Tesla shareholders and also me. We're both getting kind of punched in the face. We're getting punched around by Tesla, especially yesterday. It was a rough day. Hang in there, guys. All right, so let's look at the synthetic income. We got 90 mil. I guess that's good. Okay, good. But look at that weekly loss, man. 64 million. How does that compare to prior months? Well, we've had a worse month. June was worse, but still, this is not a good month for weekly calls. But total income, they did produce 50 cents. We cannot use the short call income in the Rodometer, so we will focus on the IV of 63%, which would show a 71-cent distribution. If we go to the holdings, unfortunately, yes, disaster time. But, we got the two pink puts, two orange calls, that's the synthetic, and now we got three blue, unfortunately, in purple. Yes, these, one's a sell call. This is the credit call spread right there, so just hanging out. We'll see how that plays out if Tesla decides to continue to go up. Which from here, typically it doesn't. I could more so see it just coming back around, coming back down. So we'll see, man. But I don't know. Was it worth it to buy a call at this high a price? Who the hell knows? But I'm not seeing it. We'll see though, man. We'll see. These are the experts. All right, let's go to the next trade. All right, so NVDY, what the hell are they doing? They're basically closing a portion of their synthetic at the top, sell call, BC put, okay, and then buy call, sell put. So they 43,820 contracts worth. That's not their entire synthetic though. Okay, so that's the first four lines, and then the bottom three lines they buy to close, a call, and then they sold a call into next week. Oh, what is that? Another buy. Here we go. Credit spread. Blah. Yay. But look at that. Only $3 up. So maybe they're changing their mind a little. All right. So let's take a look at NVDY. Okay. So they have what? They have the 109 synthetic. If I go up here, this was yesterday. They closed out 43,820 contracts. They made about 45 mil in the, net column G. So that's, not bad. Not bad. We'll take it. So they left the same amount of contracts, though, in here, 43,820. Obviously, they can make a profit any day if they want to close it, but they decided to only move half. And they moved half to a 119 synthetic. And they paid about 4.2 mil to open this position. This position is a 119. It's 0.95% below that price currently. 57 days, though, away from expiration. So this synthetic expires on November 15th. The other synthetic expires on October 18th. All right, let's go to the September tab. So let's see if NVIDIA went wild too. NVIDIA did not do too crazy. It went up 3.97%. And NVDY, yuck. It only went up 0.91%. So just like Tesla, NVIDIA kind of, got the crapshoot. It lost 3%. In one day because it was capped. So let's take a look, see what damage is done here. So they decided to split up this 113. They closed out a portion of it. They closed out 43,820 contracts. They paid $6.25 per share. Obviously, this is a loss. They paid 27.3 mil. In the end, that contract was a loss of 21 mil. So another loss in the loss column. Now, what did they do with those contracts? They moved them down here, and they sold a call 121 strike, 2.66% out of the money. But they bought a call at 124, which is 5.2% out of the money. In the end, this netted about a 40% annualized yield. So we'll see how that plays out. Of course, what else did they do? I think that was it, actually. Yeah, so where do we stand with the other contracts? We got some expiring today, 36,920 at the top, plus the 2,400 at the 113 strike, 4.13% out of the money. Kind of like this move because, again, Nvidia can correct a little today. It can come down. This may cost them a little less to close out the position. Or, in fact, they may win. Like Nvidia can go down 5% today, and they could possibly win this position. Who the hell knows? But I kind of like what they did there. And then they got this other thing, 4,500 contracts, 120 strike heading into, this is for next Friday, 1.81% out of the money. Yeah, not much room there, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Yesterday was just nuts, man. Yesterday was a day you kind of wish in some of these funds you had the spreads. No change in outstanding shares. So we got the recap, 30-day IV, 45%. Outstanding shares, 43,775,000. No more income. We got a loss for the weeklies, 12.2 mil. All right, let's go to reaction. Yeah, yay for spreads. All right, payment information. We got synthetic loss, 22 mil. Weekly income loss, 12 mil. So yeah, we suck this month for sure. Nvidia not looking like the GOAT. So Rodimator is useless. Let's focus on the IV. 45% IV, which comes to an 87-cent payment. That's what they'll probably strive for this month. And then we got the holdings. We got pink puts, orange calls. We don't need to talk about them. In blue, what's our focus? Well, again, we got 920 expiring. We got the 113. This cost us $5.35 per share. We'll see. So obviously we're kind of rooting for Nvidia to go down today temporarily, and then maybe they can win that weekly call and leave the synthetic alone. Is that possible? I don't know. A lot can happen today. I'm kind of dreading the trades at the end of the day, but we shall see. But the good news is we are over $1 billion, so that's a huge plus. The NAV is 23.32, trade price 23.21. I don't think I even covered that on TSLY, but whatever. All right, so let's move on to CONY. All right, CONY is pretty simple transaction. All right, buy to close, call 66.40. And then obviously they sold a call, same date, same contracts, different strike. So this is their, their credit spread. So they closed the credit spread to open a credit spread. So not very impressive, but we'll take a look. CONY is not impressing me, not at all, not one bit. But what do they got going on? They got a 195 synthetic, 18,105 contracts. This expires October 18th. Okay, who cares? They got a 155, 17,240 contracts. This expires October 18th. Okay, who cares for now? Let's move on. Let's get to the September tab. So what happened to coin yesterday? Did it do anything? Did it do good? It did good. It went up 3.44%. And then CONY went up 2.88%. So it didn't lag it too much. So that's really good. I'll take that. And then you got this disaster going on. So let's see what they did here. All right. So they closed 6,640 contracts. For the 162.50, they paid $11.95. They got their ass handed to them right there. So those two were a loss. And if you look right below it, the 640 and the 6,000, they got a 105 credit for both. But that did not even offset what they paid to open it. So they lost that as well. So this credit call spread overall was a loss. So they lost 4 contracts yesterday. So obviously, their win-loss record is not going to help them. But whatever. But they started new positions. Let's see what that looks like. Here it is. 6,640 contracts, 182.50 is 8.48% out of the money heading into next week, 6 trading days. This yielded 96%, but they bought a call, 195. Oh, more than $10. Let's see, 182.50, 195. Okay. Yeah, that's right. All right, so yeah, a little even more hot, I guess they're trying to yield what they want to yield. But what did that yield? 64%, okay, in the end between the two. So 15% out of the money from that. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to help much. What's the purpose of these if they're so freaking far away? I don't know, man. So far, these credit spreads, I don't think the strategy is working out. I mean, coin, it's not really like exploding. It's not really following Bitcoin as much lately, it seems. It does its own thing. So what do we got left? We got 172.50s hanging out. These are still 2.53% out of the money. So in the end, these could be profitable, but obviously the buy call that they did would be worthless and useless. And then they'll have the 170. This is 1.05% out of the money. These expired today, so this is important. So we kind of need coin to stay flat, or it can go up a little, but that's it. So we'll see how this day ends. CONY did lose 100,000 outstanding shares. 30-day IV, here's the recap, 67%. Outstanding shares, 46.1 million. Total net income is a loss of 6.7 mil. So yeah, yuck. Blah. That's what I got to say, blah. That's how I feel right now. Like I said, guys, as all 4 of these funds start this credit spread crap, it's gonna be too much for me, so I'm gonna have to drop one, and it's probably gonna be CONY. I don't think many people will miss it. Obviously, there's gonna be a group of people yelling at me to keep it. I understand that, but it's not as popular as MSTY, TSLY, or NVDY. So unless the only one that it can possibly compete with is NVDY, but I don't think so. All right, synthetic loss 55 mil, short call loss 6.7 mil. So yeah, we suck. Okay, we suck. We're not making money. We got the IV though. We'll calculate the estimate based on that. 72 cents. And when I say we're not making money, that's taxable income money. There's obviously money in here. Money here that's on paper, but I'm just talking about taxable income for the month of September. All right. So we got the synthetic put in pink, synthetic call in orange. We'll leave that alone, and then everything in between. But you can see what's in blue. I'm not going to go through that because it's way too much, and this video is already long. Total net assets 591 mil. The NAV is 1283. Trade price is 1286. All right. So that's CONY. That's it, right? That's it for the trades. I can't even think anymore. Yeah, TSLY, NVDY, CONY. So let's go to the MSTY file and see how they did. MSTY's got the synthetic 140. Right now, this is doing pretty good. They're 3.33% above that, so we'll take it. Obviously, they can use that as a weapon when needed. MSTR had one hell of a day yesterday. It went up 9.04%. MSTY went up 7.91%. So we knew we could afford the upside, and we did. Obviously, yeah, we missed out, okay, on like 1.2%, 15%, whatever. But still, man, this is for any of these funds to get a 7.91% gain in one day. That's big. So that was a big help. All right, let's take a look. Again, no trades. Let's just see where we're at heading into today. So we got 33,290 contracts with a 150 strike price. This expires today. Where does this stand? This is now 3.69% out of the money. So right now it's still good. We'll see what MSTR does today. Should they close this early on in the morning? It depends. If MSTR looks to be red most of the day, then maybe they can fiddle around, but I don't know. The thing is, you never want to mess with MSTR. They made it this far. They got the, most of the upside that they could. A lot of the time value of this option is, dwindling down. So, at some point, if they can close it for a profit, just freaking do it, right? All right, 200 contracts. I'm glad they didn't close it yesterday early on. I would have been freaking pissed. But 200 contracts, 143 strike. This is 1.15% of the money. But we knew this 200 was shit to begin with, so this is pretty much useless. Not even worth mentioning. Just a waste of a trade right there. Outstanding shares, 250. No, that was from the day before. No movement on the outstanding shares. 30-day IV, 79%. Outstanding shares total 22,425,000. Weekly call income, guess what? None of these have freaking weekly call income. So these weekly calls have been, very, very crappy this month. They have a loss of 15.6 mil. Blast off, we had the same picture from yesterday, and guess what? I'm keeping it because we clearly did have blast off. So we were expecting it, and we got it. All right, payment information, what do we got? Synthetic income, 1.4 mil. Doesn't matter. We have massive loss of 15.6 mil in the weekly calls. Therefore, we can't use any data. Shocker, this Rotometer is useless for this awful month. But based on the IV, it comes to $1.48, which, okay, whoopee-do, right? Outstanding holdings, what do we got? We got, synthetic pink, synthetic pink put, synthetic orange call. And then we need to focus on the 150 for today. Right now, it cost 91 cents to close out that position. Obviously, that's pretty good price. However, as the market opens, if it opens green, this is going to cost more. If it opens red, this will cost less. And of course, as the day goes on, it will cost less and less because the time value will go down. All right. But we'll see how they play it, and we'll trust them with our money. Total net assets, 505 mil. The NAV is 22.56, and the trade price is 22.52. Okay, man, that's the trades. Freaking exhausting, right? If you're joining late, yes, I'm bugging for likes. We're going for 700 freaking likes today. 700. We could do it. No problem. That should be easy. Anyway, let's get to the pre-market. I haven't even looked at it. All right, so we refresh that. And, okay, here we go. Tesla, as expected, is red. 0.6, it's down 0.67%. It's at 242.29. TSLY, of course, is red as well. It's down 0.37%. It's at 13.51. Nvidia is red. Shocker. It's down 0.78%. It's at 116.95. NVDY, oh my God, look at you. It's up 0.13%. It's at 23.24. By the way, this is at 5:43 a.m. Coin, holy crap, Coin is up after yesterday. It's up. Well, Coin didn't really do that much yesterday, actually. It's up 0.78%, 169.56. CONY's up 0.7%. It's at 12.95. MSTR is up 0.3%. Good Lord, MSTR, you beast. I figured, again, it's so early. We'll see what happens at the open, but they're at 145.10. MSTY, it's up 0.89%. It's at 22.72. TSLL is down 1.48%. It's at $12 even. I need Tesla to go down, guys. I'm sorry, but I need Tesla to go down. I need to sell some puts on this. All right, so TNA, oh my God, finally, TNA is red. It's down 0.89%, 45.52. Can't really touch that one. AMDY is up 0.71%. It's at 14.28. AMZ, it's up 0.18%. It's at 19.68. Bitcoin is up 0.35%, 63,492. This 60,000 range, man, that's a tough spot. BitX is up 0.86%. It's at 29.45. And my latest to the bunch, Soxel, if this is down 2.73%. It's at 34.16. So if you recall, since yesterday was green, it was easy for me to close the contracts early, take the profits. So guess what? That money I got back, if this continues and it goes red, Soxel is very dangerous, guys, by the way, to trade. I noticed it is by far now my craziest play. It's it can move, and it's you have to get ready. You have to be ready for it. So today it could open down 5, 6, 7%. Guess what? I'm gonna play it, right? I'm gonna sell puts on it today. Hopefully, we'll see. Because I can't really sell puts on the others because they're so green. It's not worth it to sell puts when they're that high. All right. So anyway, that's the update. That's the pre-market, which some of you don't care about anyway. But that's all I got for today. I think I had enough. I'm done talking. No spiders, thankfully. I did check it out before, but so all is good. Like I said, we won our 4th baseball game in a row, so we're 4-0 this year. I know fall is less competitive, but still, it does feel good. The kids are, getting better and better, which is good to see. All right, as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment, so hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you were entertained. Maybe not as much as yesterday. People enjoyed the spider attacking me. But, maybe tomorrow I'll do better and entertain you more. Of course, tomorrow is the Saturday video. We can see how we closed out for the week, but hopefully all goes well. And as I reminded you twice already, here's the 3rd reminder. Let's go for 700 likes today, and we'll see how it goes. And if you have any questions, concerns, or comments, leave them down below. All right. So you made it this far in the end of the video. Why? What's wrong with you? How do you watch this for so long? Well, you did. That's all that matters. So guess what? It's keyword time. So what we do is we announce a keyword, and if you want to prove that you made it to the end of the video, you have to be a trooper and comment this keyword. And then, so today's keyword, I'm going to make it simple, and I'm going to say 700 likes, sucker. So that's what we're going for. We're on a team, right? We're on the same team, guys. We're all trying to make money together. You're watching my channel for a reason, so we have to root for the 700 likes. I know. You may not want to, but oh well. Today's keyword is 700 likes. You could say sucker, you could say whatever. I don't even care. But it's a reminder that we're going to hit our goal. We don't miss goals here, right? We nail them all. So that's the keyword for today. So if you made it this far in the video, I greatly appreciate it. And just want to say thank you again, for watching. Thank you all that are in the live chat. I know you guys, some of you get up early to watch it, and almost every single day you guys are there. So for those of you in the live premiere chat, I see you. Hopefully I'm there with you. But if not, thank you for always being there. It's a great time. And if for the guys watching this video that don't know what I'm talking about, I record this video and I post it as a premiere, which means, yes, it's a pre-recorded video. However, it premieres live at 6:30 a.m. every day, right? Every day except Sunday, of course. And then what that means is when there's a premiere, you can chat with others live as the video is being shown for the first time. And I do get a decent turnaround. There's anywhere from 100 to 200 people on a daily basis that chat, along with myself on this pre-recorded video. So if you weren't aware of that, try to attend the next one, and let's see if we can get a, bigger conversation going. Sometimes most people, they chat so much, they don't even watch the video. They have to watch it later. But it's more about, just good discussions in the morning. Everyone has their coffee together. Some people watching across, overseas, so it's almost their bedtime. But either way, it's a great time. And I just want to say thank you all who are there. All right, that's enough yapping. Let me post this video and drink more coffee since I got hardly no sleep last night. And I'll get ready for the last work day of the week. And we can maybe relax. Who the hell knows? But we'll see. All right. Have a great day, everyone. I will talk to you tomorrow. Later.